So it's the end of 2018, and what better way to celebrate than by sitting down and having a hot chocolate with Baileys and squirty cream. Perfect. Another good thing to do at the end of the year, I think, is to sit down and look back on what you've done in that year. Your best moments, your worst moments, what you can improve on, and how you can change your life for the better moving forward into the next year. And this year I've achieved so much on my YouTube channel, and there's been some fantastic highlights, and I thought that a great way to end the year and celebrate with you all by reminding you of some of those highlights is by looking back at my favourite top 10 moments of 2018. So we're going to start off this countdown with my walk around the Bullars of Buchan in Aberdeenshire. So back in March I moved to Aberdeenshire, and although I knew this area quite well already, one thing I've enjoyed so much is exploring it and discovering new places, and the Bullars of Buchan is somewhere that I've wanted to explore for years, and I was blown away by some of the cliffs and some of the seascapes that I saw when I got there. It was mind-blowing. Look at this! It just gets better and better and better. I honestly could cry right now. I just think this is so beautiful. It also taught me that the importance of just going out and enjoying nature without the need to take photographs or anything else. Just going out and exploring is such a great way to spend your time, and to find somewhere as special and as beautiful as that pretty much on my doorstep was a pretty unforgettable experience. They say Scotland's beautiful, but I mean, this just speaks for itself, doesn't it? Number 9 was my trip to Algol on the Isle of Skye. So I have dreamt of shooting there for so many years. It's been on my bucket list as a sunset destination for landscape photography for as long as I can remember, and you know, to make that dream come true was so special for me. What a gorgeous place this is. What a stunning scene. Where else would you want to photograph a sunset than Algol on the Isle of Skye? I mean, unfortunately I wasn't greeted with the best light and I didn't get very many photographs, but just being there to witness the sunset and to tick it off my bucket list, it was a dream come true. And to show it off and take you guys with me through the art of vlogging was an unforgettable experience, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed being there, because it was mind-blowing. Wow, and Algol is just as beautiful as I expected it to be. Now, many people that live in the UK will not forget the beast from the East Storm that we had back in February. And for me it was a very special moment because I had lived in this seaside village pretty much all of my life, and I'd never really seen it under snow, especially for at least 5 years. And to experience it and have that day off where I was able to go out with my camera and just embrace the elements, I got completely covered in snow. I was struck by blizzard conditions, but it was so exhilarating, and I got some photographs that day which I'm really happy with. And to me it was an unforgettable moment because it was seeing somewhere that I'm familiar with in a new light and a new weather, and I just loved the experience. To many it would have been quite treacherous and quite scary, but I just loved it. Where else would I possibly want to be right now than outdoors in this truly spectacular winter wonderland by the sea? Number 6, we have got my morning shoot at Loch Sedge. So back in May I went away with my friend Sophie to explore Perthshire and Loch Lomond, and on our final day I decided to get up early and walk down to the Loch Sedge to enjoy the sunrise. And I got a few photographs that morning that I was happy with, but just getting up and experiencing that by myself in nature and the peace and tranquility, it was in many ways an unforgettable experience. Wow. That is all I can say is wow. Look at this view right now. It was such a nice way to end my holiday, and I had the whole walk to myself. There was not a single soul up, which was quite surprising for me because the holiday park we stayed at was massive, so the fact that nobody was up early apart from me, it was such a lovely experience, and I was the only one that got to watch the sun rising and see the gorgeous reflections on the loch, and I just found it such a peaceful and spiritually awakening moment that I hold dear to my heart, to be honest. It was lovely. But I'm just gonna sit here for another 15-20 minutes and enjoy the view.
before starting my final day here.
The next we've got the Old Man of Storr. Now I've been up the Old Man of Storr quite a few times over the years, but I've always had a lot of wind, a lot of rain. I also once had a blizzard almost and we didn't even get halfway up the hill. So when I went there in February, I wasn't really expecting the weather to be very nice, but the fact that it was so sunny and so calm that day, I got to experience that location in a new light, and I was so happy with the video that I managed to produce for YouTube. And just being there at such calm conditions, when I was at the top, at the nice viewpoint right at the top, looking down on the gorgeous rock formations, I didn't want to leave. Like, I could have stayed there all day.
I don't want to leave this view. How often do you come up here and get it to yourself?
It's something that I don't think I will forget for a long time. It was such a beautiful moment, and again, to have taken you guys with me through vlogging, it meant a lot to share that experience and that situation with so many people all over the world. Because at the end of the day, the Old Man of Storr is world famous, and to have captured it in such good, beautiful light, it was an unforgettable experience once again.
This place never ceases to amaze me.
So now we've reached the top 5, and at number 5 I have got the sand dunes at FORVIE Sands in Aberdeenshire. The reason this shoot and this video meant so much to me is because I never realised how beautiful the east coast of Scotland was, and so many people don't. The amount of messages I get from people who say that, you know, they've never thought about coming to this part of Scotland, but yet, you know, through my videos and things that I've shown, it's really changed their mind. And one thing that I've been blown away with this year is the coastline at this part of Scotland, and the sand dunes at FORVIE are spectacular. I went on a beautiful summer's day, and I never expected to get any photographs, because many people say shooting at the height of midday during the summer, you know, is not good for landscape photography, but I was blown away by some of the images I got that day. And just to be able to experience those sand dunes, I didn't feel like I was in Scotland, and it was almost an out-of-body experience because I didn't feel like it was real. And to showcase that and that beauty on this channel and to have experienced that, it was lovely, and I really hope that you all enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed being there, because again, it's a part of Scotland which so many people don't realise exists, and it's somewhere which I encourage and urge so many of you to come and experience that if you're ever in Scotland.
Wow. I do not feel like I'm in Scotland right now.
Obviously this top 10 wouldn't be complete without at least one video from the Lewis and Harris series, and my favourite thing that happened when I was over there was discovering the lighthouse on the Isle of SCALPAY. We'd planned to go there and we found it quite difficult to find, and I kind of thought getting there that it wasn't going to be as good as it was, but I was blown away.
I never thought it was going to be this beautiful.
It was so cut off and remote, and we really experienced the elements. We had gorgeous sunshine, we had a rainbow, and then at the end we were battered with this rainstorm, and I really felt like I got a sense of what it's like to live over in the Outer Hebrides on that trip, and to be so isolated and cut off. In many ways it was very refreshing, and to have experienced, you know, to go to somewhere that you're looking forward to going to, sometimes it can be a disappointment, but this lighthouse was so much better than I expected, and it's probably by far the best lighthouse I've ever visited in Scotland, and it's somewhere that I don't think I'll ever forget going to, and I really hope that one day I have the time and the opportunity to go there again, because it's got so much opportunity for exploring as well as photography.
But it has never left me in awe as much as this place does.
So number 3 might be a little bit of a shocker to some of you, because it probably doesn't mean as much to the viewers as it did to me, but the snowstorm that I encountered at Loch Ness at the start of the year, for me, is one of the most unforgettable moments of this year, because I was filming an Explore Scotland video at, you know, one side of Loch Ness, and then we decided to go to a side of Loch Ness that I'd never explored before, and when we were down in the villages there wasn't any snow at all, or very little, and suddenly we drove 10 minutes out of the village and this snowstorm started, and the snow was almost as deep as my knees in places, and I was in my element. It is the most snow that I have experienced for years. I completely lost control. I didn't have I didn't even think about what I was doing. I had canvas trainers on, but I went jumping around in the snow. I got soaked to the skin, and I felt like a child again, and a lot of people commented on that video saying that they found it quite refreshing, and for me it was incredibly refreshing being there. It almost you know, I forgot about everything and I just went wild and enjoying the snow, and it just proved to me how beautiful nature is and how we have to get out there and just travel around, walk around, drive around and see what we come across, because often nature surprises you, and it's those surprises that make the most memorable moments.
Look at this winter wonderland, it's absolutely fantastic.
Number 2, I have got my early morning hike up a hill overlooking Loch Rannoch in Perthshire. This morning for me it was just, I can't even explain it. The fact that I got up early, it was quite misty and foggy, and to climb up this hill with a beautiful light casting over the land, and then to see the village below, Rannoch village, with all the mist and starting to burn off with the sunlight, and then to get to the top of the hill and be greeted with this stunning view of Loch Rannoch in the summer sunshine. I just found it to be a very special moment, and the images that I caught that morning I really, really liked, and it was also a very special moment because that video was made in memory of my friend Sophie's dad, because he was very much involved in going on holiday to Loch Rannoch every May, and to have experienced that with Sophie, it was lovely. And then to have had that morning up that hill on my own, just admiring the view and the village and the loch for its true beauty. In many ways it was unforgettable.
Can you think of a better place to have breakfast than this? Wow.
And now for my number 1 moment of 2018. Well, for me personally, it was when I went to Troop Head back in the springtime, and this fog started to come towards the land, and when it hit the cliffs it changed shape, and seeing it coming up over the cliffs and the rocks and formating around the land, I was in shock. Like, I have never ever seen anything like this before.
This is the coolest thing I have ever witnessed.
I thought it was incredible, and I know a few people that have been to that area quite a few times, or who work there, and they've seen that a few times themselves, but I have never seen anything like that before. And for me it's the most unforgettable moment of this year, because again it was so unexpected. I went there to photograph gannets, but that was not the highlight of that video. It was this natural spectacle that happened, which I was not expecting at all. And because I'll never forget it. Never ever will I forget this moment.
This is amazing! Oh my goodness! Ah, wow. I've never stood on a cliff top in these conditions before. Holy shit, look at this! Look at this! Oh my gosh!
So that was my 2018 highlights. I just want to say a huge thank you to every single person who has watched, liked, commented and subscribed to my channel this year. It's been an unforgettable year, and it's opened up so many opportunities for me which I've only ever dreamt of, and 2019 is set to be an even bigger year. I've got so much planned for this channel, as well as my workshops that I've mentioned many times in recent videos, the dates of which will be announced in January. The majority of the initial workshops are going to be in the northeast of Scotland, around Aberdeenshire and Moray, but once that's happened and I feel more comfortable with it, because it's a new venture for me, I will be branching out to other parts of Scotland too. And I also have some series hopefully coming your way next year. Not 100% planned yet, but I'm hoping to film a series on Orkney, and I'm also hoping to film a series on the Isle of Mull. But like I say, both of which have not been confirmed yet, but that's just a taster of some of the things which are hopefully coming your way in 2019. Again, thank you all so much, and thank you for watching this video. And I will see you all in the new year. Cheers!